Welcome to the Anthem Podcast. Podcast. This is Corey.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob.
There was a moment here before recording started where it was just like, you guys are doing no podcast.
It's a podcast. Pod. P-O-D.
Yes. So that happened.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Now that we've been bullshitting for an hour and a half, I got to get uncomfortable so I can stay awake.
Now you got to get in your groove there. Well, if you don't mind, we can just cut this one early so I can get back to watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh, yeah. Was that what we were watching there?
Yeah.
Bright pink pants. That's my lesson of the day.
Last night, I woke up. I fell asleep as soon as I got home from work and then didn't wake up till 1 a.m. Yeah. And then I was up.
I would just like everyone to make reference to all the talk Corey has about working so hard on his writing. And
well, to be fair, when I woke up at 1 a.m., I started writing. And then at like 4 a.m. when I was going to go for like a little nap before I had to go into work this morning,
right?
I started watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. And I was just like, all right, so I'm going to watch the first episode, fall asleep in it, and, just sort of get a gist.
Yeah.
And I'll watch it in earnest later and then watch like 4 episodes, and I'm just like, I'm hooked. Super funny.
It is.
Definitely worth checking out. I love Ellie Kemper. I think she's the bee's knees.
The dude is familiar too. The guy who plays the
Tutor.
Is it Tutor? Is that what he does? No, the guy in the like costume.
Oh, her black roommate?
Yes.
I can't remember his name.
He's in something else too, but I like him. He's got a down home.
Carol Kane's in it, which is good.
And Jane Krakowski is in it as well.
Best part of the show, in my opinion. And
it's got Tina Fey's fingerprints all over it.
It's totally, if for nothing else, if you love making fun of the obscenely rich in New York, and who doesn't, then this is the show for you.
But I gotta say, Netflix is knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. Obviously, I am working through something more substantial, House of Cards, which is awesome, and everybody should watch it.
I will get into House of Cards.
You haven't watched any of it?
No, not yet.
I don't know how you can do it. I usually binge the first weekend it comes out. I didn't have time last weekend. I didn't watch any of it. Because I knew if I didn't watch it all in one weekend, it would frustrate me. So I just didn't watch any of it. So this weekend we're doing it.
Okay. Well, at some point I'm just going to watch the whole thing. Just like I'm going to watch like all of Game of Thrones whenever I get around to it.
I did that. I, over the course of a week and a half, watched all 4 seasons of Game of Thrones. I have a sweet spot for Tyrion, which is the little person. And I can't remember his name in real life. But I love him. Oh,
are you talking about fuck. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's an excellent actor.
Peter Dinklage.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's an excellent actor. And so my 2 favorite kind of episodes are Tyrion-heavy episodes, where he plays a big role, and anyone where the blonde chick gets naked. So I'm down on either one of the Mother of Dragons.
Those two.
Yeah.
Those
two concepts
work for you.
Get me going. Red Wedding was okay, but it wasn't anything special.
Well, I guess I will go into it with disappointment.
Well, so here's the thing.
And only be surprised.
It's interesting you say that, though, because I say... Of all the, I try to keep up on shows and see what's going on, and I think we've reached a new golden age of television. Yeah, we went through that like kind of lag where it was more than the big three, but they weren't putting any effort into it. And like Sopranos, do you remember Sopranos? Did you watch the first couple seasons?
I didn't, but I remember when it came out, and it was just like took over the world.
Yeah, we're gonna make movie quality television again. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Well, also there was a while there. I want to say a good 10, 15 years of cable growing up. Like, right. I didn't get cable right away, but I was probably like...
My parents didn't get cable till I left for college.
I don't know, 7 or something like that I got cable.
Yeah.
And for the next 10 or 15 years, it was like... If you had a show on History Channel... Right. It was like basically like a documentary about history of some kind. Or if it was a show that was history related.
And for the most part, any content, like USA was replaying 90s NBC shows. That was it. It was only meant to do a second life on old material.
Right. And, but if you had a specialty channel, it was,
Discovery.
AMC was only classic movies.
I forgot that's where it came from.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
American Movie Classics.
Yeah. And now...
But now, it's got all the great shows.
Right. Domination of shows that don't use the F word. That's basically...
Yeah.
HBO crosses into the titties and F words is HBO. Less than that is AMC. But no, so overall, though, I love where TV's at.
Yeah.
Because, Sopranos brought back the movie-like TV, and that's what brought us Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead on AMC. And now Better Call Saul, which, by the way, fantastic show. I don't know if you're watching that or not.
I watched the first episode, and then I missed the second one, and then have been, trying to find a way to,
So you can't watch the third one until you watch the second one?
Right,
and,
yeah. And just have gotten... The same thing happened with Walking Dead. I missed an episode a couple weeks back.
Now you feel like you can't watch it.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta at some point just find 5 hours on a Sunday and catch up.
Did you read the comics? By the way?
No.
Okay,
but
you'll be fine then.
Every so often I would read one of those the differences between the comics and the show, and they'd sort of talk about what comes next in the comics. And it's we don't know if this will happen in the show, but.
And I read one and they skipped an entire set of the comics. Mm-hmm. They were and I realized based on what people were saying, I was oh, that was kind of boring anyway. It makes sense in the comic, but you don't need that kind of storytelling. So anyway, but it's a good time to watch TV.
Yeah.
We were talking
great time for Netflix too.
Orange is the New Black is coming out in June, and I find it weird. I was telling you earlier that they set it up so that if you were to hold yourself back and watch House of Cards in order,
how could you?
Well, how could you? But after the 13 weeks when it ended, that's when Orange is the New Black would start. And I'm well, that's great. They've set the season up for themselves, but then they just release it all at one time. So you're now binging in between.
Right.
But it's good, though, because I can keep up with my shows on TV and then binge on a weekend.
Well, because I think it helps them, the binging.
Oh, yeah.
Because it you know what it does a lot, which is great, sort of viral marketing in the internet age? Is you don't want to talk to somebody who hasn't watched all the episodes.
Right. Where are you? That's what I always... Right, when somebody says House of Cards, I'm whoa, 3. I'm on 3. Nothing after 3.
Right. And then, instinctively people just don't want to, give it up. Don't want to be, the spoiler person on Facebook being oh my God, he died, or whatever.
Yeah.
It just got released, 5 hours ago, and you've watched all the episodes... I can't believe he died. And then, you're just
AMC spoiled their own show.
Right.
Walking Dead. They spoiled The Walking Dead.
For the West Coast people.
Yeah. So, so nobody wants to be the spoiler.
Right. But what benefits it is people who have watched the whole thing, right up front, become the people who go, oh my God, have you watched the season of House of Cards? Oh no, I've been busy. Oh my God, you got to see it.
They're the hype.
Yeah, they're the ones who are
tell me when you get to 4.
No, it's totally worth it. Yeah.
Tell me when you get to 4 because we need to talk about it. But we can't talk about it till you get there.
Yeah.
So, there was something else that people were talking about with that.
Well, I remember the one that got me was Brendan told me to watch BoJack Horseman.
That was it.
And then he told me all right, so you might not find episode 1 hilarious, but
stick
in, give it a couple episodes. I like 2 a lot, but 3 and 4 are great too, and he just sort of set me up listen, you might not, 1 might not be great. I thought 1 was funny too, but he's just listen, 1 might not be your speed, but 2 is where it starts getting really good. I'm just okay,
right.
And then I watched episode 1, and then immediately episode 2 because I was I don't want to, I'm in it now.
And that's the thing about doing it all at once is that allowing you to binge allows you to get into it.
Yeah,
because because you get going on the story. And BoJack Horseman has kind of standalone episodes, but there is that theme throughout that's building.
Right.
So, you could watch any of them. In fact, sometimes I'm just where was I last time? I fell asleep to episode 6. Scroll, hit play. Doesn't really matter which one it is. I like them all. And, we can watch them all. And I'll watch them out of order. I'll watch them in order. It doesn't matter.
And shows, Netflix is great, too, for binging shows that aren't necessarily Netflix shows.
Oh,
if I have nothing better to do, and I just want something on in the background that I can enjoy, like, piecemeal.
Yeah.
Like, walking through the room type of thing, or if I'm just lying around, I don't want to, like, focus on something, but I want something on.
Right.
Like, Kitchen Nightmares is my thing. Like,
oh, see, I can't.
I love falling asleep to it. I love...
Kitchen Nightmares is a lot like Cops for me. Like, I can't watch it because I'm like...
You get all worried?
I get worked up. I'm like...
Yeah, you're the one who was eating at the kebab place. Yeah. There used to be a restaurant there, though, that Rob would go and get his cheesesteak on cheat meal day.
So good.
And he would be so upset when it was closed because the health department shut it down.
Right.
And then without fail would be there the next week going like, oh man, I missed you guys last week. I need that cheesesteak. So like, really, Rob? And it's not like you walked in and went like, well, I don't see why the health department would shut this place down. Like, no, it's clearly...
It's a dirty spoon, but I'm okay with that. Because, it's like going into a bad movie. The critics hate it, but if you go in knowing what you're going to get... Speaking of that, we have to go in appreciating. I'm really excited for the new music that we have coming out this summer. Have you heard Maroon 5's new song? They got a shitty new lead singer, but...
I made the joke, but I wonder how much of a joke it really is.
What? They just wanted to set
Well, okay, so first of all, to set up Rob's joke there for everyone who is uninitiated, Nickelback released a new song.
Right.
What is it called?
She Keeps Me Up All Night. Or She Keeps Me Up.
Something like that.
She Keeps Me Up. Here it is. Yeah, She Keeps Me Up. See, I was right.
She Keeps Me Up. Yeah. So, it's basically like Maroon, or like Nickelback went into the meeting with their corporate overlords.
Yes.
And they said, listen, I don't know if you've been hearing this on the social medias, but people think you suck.
Right.
It's like, well,
Avril thinks we're doing fine. I don't
well,
know.
why don't we get better? It's like, no. No, there's no point in trying to get better.
You're in the middle. That's the problem. We're in the middle.
What you really need to do is get worse. Because if you get worse, then you only have upward to go.
But people will listen ironically.
Yeah, and then
if you're worse, though.
and then they'll be like, well, how do we get worse than us? And then they started listening to a lot of Maroon 5, and then they made that song. That travesty.
Here's the thing: you don't like Adam Levine?
No.
Really?
No.
Why? He's so good.
No.
And he's gorgeous.
I really want to punch him. I want to punch him so bad. Like, he's one of those people that I wish that I could just, like, get away with, like, punching in the face and, like, be like, you deserve that, and walk away. I feel like he would whip your ass.
He's got big muscles, but I don't know if they're show muscles or not.
The problem is that he would probably catch up to me if I ran away.
Yes, yeah, I imagine.
I'm going to get you, you little fat fuck.
Anyway, so
I swear it didn't mean everything I said about your guitar player playing with a guitar plug.
It sounds like Chad Kroeger is fronting Maroon 5.
Yeah, really basically. Yeah, if you really want to, or maybe I should lead into the next one. If you really want to punish yourself, watch that Nickelback video. I'll put it in the show notes.
Well, luckily we have somebody else to save music this week. Because Carly Rae Jepsen just came out with a new song. What was it called?
It doesn't have that many reallys in the title.
Just in the song.
Just in the song.
Right.
I would like to... I mean, this may be... I may lose some cool points here. But seeing as I have so few...
Can you get a deficit of those? Or
go into negative cool points?
How far into negative cool points are we?
I would like to say this... In defense of Nickelback prior to this song being heard this morning.
Okay. You didn't like them then either?
Well, no. I read an article about somebody, like, Nickelback and Creed were playing in New York City on the same night. And there were people, like Rolling Stone did an article where they talked to like 5 people who were going to both shows.
Right.
So they were going like right from Creed to Nickelback, like taking the train across the city, and like, and the writer was asking him, every single one of these people, like the question of like, these are the 2 like most maligned bands, like they're hated.
Yeah.
Like, why are you going to, and it might not have been Creed, and I know one of them was Nickelback, but it could have been it could have been Buck Cherry and Nickelback or whatever.
Oh, don't talk shit about Buck Cherry now, because they have the anthem of my life.
Your stripper song?
Ba-dum, ba-dum. Yeah!
Anywho, the writer was asking these people who went to both shows, like, well, why do you, everyone makes fun of these bands.
Right.
Why are you a fan of these? And it's just like, well, I like rock music. And nobody's making rock music anymore. Like, this is, literally, this is the closest we get to real rock music. And even though it's not the best rock music, even though it's not like it used to be...
Still better than nothing.
Yeah, what am I supposed to listen to?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, they don't want to go that route. So they're going to listen to rock music, even if it's bad rock music. Right. They just want that void. And it's true. Like, when I read that article, I was just like, you know what? There really isn't that many great, sort of 90s style rock bands.
Oh, what happened to Live? What happened to Stained? Those are the two that pop. We were just talking about.
Yeah.
So that pops in my mind. But you're right. There isn't any. It's all pop music.
Yeah. So, I can understand the rationale, at least, of somebody who's a Nickelback fan.
Yeah.
I don't understand the rationale of Carly Rae Jepsen and her new...
Don't call yourself a fan. Just say, I'm going to a rock show.
Yeah.
It happens to be Nickelback. I don't like Nickelback, but I like rock music. This is all I got.
I
was going to say, it'd be like me now. You walk up to a girl at a bar, and you're like, hey, would you fuck me for $1 million? Yeah. Okay. Would you fuck me for $1? $1? What do you think I am? We've already established what you are. Now we're just negotiating about a price.
Now we're just working out the details.
Yeah, we're fishing it down and negotiating. So... No,
and then $1,450 later.
$1,450, or because that's a little rich for my blood.
No,
$14.50. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
You give her a 10 and a 5, and you're like, I want change.
Anyway, I don't pay for sex.
I was at a strip club once, and a stripper said to me, I'll have to get into the whole story later, but basically she leaned into me and she said, blowjob and a fuck, $35.
I remember that!
And all I could think, I sort of had that moment where my brain stopped, and I was just like, well, it sounds like a good price. But something tells me that it's not good that it's a good price.
Not the kind of thing that should be affordable.
Yeah. I shouldn't be like, deal. Sure, at a club right across the street, I can get a lap dance for $100. But yeah, I'll go fuck you for $35. And a blowjob? Of course.
I think
it's a two-for deal.
What I've learned from my experience in strip clubs, it's not so much about the club. It's not so much about the girl. It's how long has she been since her last high? That's because when she is fresh off a line, that same blowjob and a fuck would cost you $300. But when her dealer's like, you got that 35 for me? It costs you $35. That's what it's going to cost you.
Oh, man.
So can we just take a minute before we go and talk about something of substance here?
I should have known better when her stage name was Chlamydia.
But it's such a good name. It's too bad it's been ruined, man. I would name my daughter Chlamydia.
Up on stage next, Chlamydia.
Strip club DJ.
She's my cherry pie. Chlamydia to the DJ booth.
All the STDs, gonorrhea.
Yeah.
That could be a stripper name, right? If it didn't mean gonorrhea, chlamydia, gonorrhea.
I don't know about gonorrhea.
Encephalitis. I feel like that's a good stripper name too. I don't know. Maybe
next up on stage, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for HIV. It's like,
no, wait. There's no rhyme to that, though. I mean, chlamydia sounds like it could be a cute name if it didn't mean chlamydia. Influenza. Like, yeah, I like that. I want influenza. Corey and I are going to open the worst strip club in Baltimore. Everybody's going to be... We're going to do it right off of Johns Hopkins. There.
We're going to call it Problems. You got problems, come to Problems.
Absolutely. Our special will be a blowjob drink and a fuck drink for $35.
Up next, man, put your dollar bills together because it's vaginal discharge.
What the
If you want to prepare yourself for the penalty phase, otheanthem.com, Corey at otheanthem.com, otheanthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Vimeo, and the listener line, 443-219-7595.
What's the number again?
It's 443-219-7595. You
went full tinfoil. Never go full tinfoil.
All right, well, fine. If you want to know what will happen in the penalty phase,
follow us
on theanthem.com.
And you can find me at Robert and Cheek on all your social networks. Deaddrop.com, foundingthefuture.us, themovementinsurrection.com. Buy my book.
Buy Rob's book.
Did I tell you about the good news about the book, though, by the way?
No.
Like a book club is picking it up to read.
Ooh.
Mm-mm-mm. So then they're getting shitty with me about not having a sequel.
Is it the Tinfoil Hat Association of America?
It's a local authors reading club or whatever. Or
is it a Maryland thing?
Yeah, it's on Eastern Shore.
Ooh.
Yeah. As always, you've been listening to the The Anthem podcast, part of the The Anthem digital network. For Corey and Tisvar and Chishavan.
And Chad Kroger.
This is Rob.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh, I would love to do it on her.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Ellie Kemper could catch it.
And House of Cards.
Yeah.
And, all right, bye!
Have a good week, everybody.